was young and she was pretty, and she met him in the city, and somehow he fit right into her plans. She knew she'd hit it lucky. He owned half of Kentucky, and best of all, he was a 60-year-old man. She let him think he'd caught her, and she led him to the altar, toting 7 carats on her hand. All dressed up in satin, oh, the good Lord wasted that one, but she knew she'd be the winner in the end. She only meant to use him, she only meant to use him, and she didn't care if what she did was wrong. She only meant to use him, and she knew what she was doing. In a few years she'd be rich and he'd be gone. In their $1,000,000 palace, the man grew old and jealous, and he never let her leave the house alone. She was in her prime and holding, but she knew that he was old, and chances were he wouldn't be around that long. As the days and nights grew longer, the greed in her grew stronger, and it even crossed her mind to take his life. But he found out he'd been taken, and his pride was badly shaken, and he knew she never meant to be a wife. She only meant to use him, she only meant to use him, but she knew just what she wanted in the end. She only meant to use him, but he knew what he was doing, and he swore she'd never have a dime to spend. Tormented by frustration, she watched her beauty wasting as the lines upon her face began to show. She turned to heavy drinking, 'cause her ship was slowly sinking, and the bottle was the only place to go. Now 20-odd years later, the headlines in the papers said they laid her soul to rest at 53. When they wheeled him to her coffin, he took her diamonds off her. He just smiled and finally died at 93. She only meant to use him, Lord knows she meant to use him, but she died with 7 carats on her hand. All dressed up in satin, oh, the good Lord wasted that one, but her husband died a satisfied old man. She was young and she was pretty, and she met him in the city, and somehow he fit right into her plan. She knew she'd hit it lucky. He owned half of Kentucky, and best of all,